type of stuff's gonna be like a drug. Like you're gonna sit there, you're gonna be like, man, this is awesome, this is a lot of fun. And all of a sudden, you want to get back into it. Like, man, I can't wait for next week. You know what I'm saying? So. Good afternoon, ladies and gents, brodies and brodettes. This is your boy, SirGarrett, on the very first episode of 285 Live with my boy here, Maddogg, and later coming in at some point, Miss Nana herself. So, I would like to, again, tell y'all, good afternoon. So, the reason why we call ourselves 285 is because we're all coming from different aspects of Atlanta itself. Yes, we love the 404. We do not want to go anywhere. If we do so go somewhere, we shall come back. So I am coming from the east side. Maddogg's coming from the west side. Miss Nana herself is coming from like maybe southeast, southwest. She still don't know.
She's trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure it out. So yes, Maddogg, go ahead and give a little bit about yourself, man.
Right, guy. So yeah, like he said, SirGarrett. I am Maddogg from Atlanta. Downtown Atlanta to be exact. I've lived here all my life. This is something I've been wanting to do with some good people for a long time. We came up with 285 Live. It's just, 285 is a circle that connects us all. Everybody's on some type of exit from 285.
Stuck in traffic.
Yeah, stuck in traffic. Whether you're getting off on 20, 75, 85. With me growing up downtown, it was like 75, 85. Everything is right there. So that's why I was particular about the 285 Live name. And we're going to get into it, and it's going to be a good time. So
it's going to be a great time. This is, yes, a family affair indeed. We are all, every single person that you hear for this particular time is of blood or in-law. So let's get into it. First and foremost, we are so excited about our boys in red and blue.
Yes, sir!
Atlanta Braves.
Let's go!
Atlanta Braves.
Let's go!
I'm telling you, like, I've grown up a baseball fan my whole life. Yes, if you cannot tell, I am a black man.
Yes.
And black men do love baseball, too.
Yes,
We're not all basketball players. We're not all football players. We're not all track stars. Yes, I did do all those things. However, your boy went to school for baseball, and, it's just one of those things that is very near and dear to our hearts. The Hawks may have lost every single game growing up. The Falcons might have broken our hearts every other Sunday. But the one constant in our lives, we knew the Braves were always going to win a division.
Chop it up.
And they were always going to fight
to
go ahead and try to win us a ring. Now, I believe in curses, you know what I'm saying? Baseball players were very superstitious. Each time we won, I made sure to wear the same pair of drawers each game.
Don't walk on it. No ladders. No black cats. Kick those black cats. I know it's almost towards Halloween. If you see a black cat towards this time where the Braves are playing, just kick that black cat.
Put that joke
just out of the park. Knock it out of the park. Knock it out of Truist Park right now.
Just go ahead and yell out, cool. And then next thing you know, you're kicking 60 yards. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't doing no black cats.
No black cats whatsoever.
So, SirGarrett, yes. You're a Braves fan. How long have you been a Braves fan?
Ooh, shoot. Probably before I was born, honestly.
Before he was born. He was dressed in some Braves gear.
Yeah.
What year were you born?
I was born in 93.
Do you remember the last time that the Braves won the World Series?
They won it before I was born. That's the reason why I was born. I think I was a celebration baby.
I think it was one time after, right? In 95?
They won in 95. Did they win in 95?
They won in 95. That was the last time they won the
won in 95. So I couldn't remember that. However, now that I'm able to pay attention to all this good stuff, there's always been some sort of thing that tripped us up at the very end. And whether it be that terrible infield fly rule with Anderson Simmons, probably back in, was that 2013, 2015?
Yeah.
whether it be us being, blowing a 3-1 lead against the
Freaking Dodgers.
Dodgers.
I almost lost my religion for a second, but for the Dodgers.
We ain't gonna talk about that though.
But we got them back. We got them back.
That's all that matters. There's an asterisk against their own championship because during COVID, could nobody come out there, no tomahawk chop. Oh, speaking of the tomahawk chop, the year before COVID, Atlanta didn't make it simply because I think their opponents told them that it was very, very, very racist to do the tomahawk chop with the sounds. You know what I'm saying? With the drums and they thought it was very racist. So
you got Houston over there doing their thing.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that though.
Okay. But it's racist for us to do stuff. Okay, but Houston can go out there. That's in the y'all did their time. They did their time.
They did. Actually, they didn't.
They didn't.
They never did. They
Tom Brady does. Okay.
They got caught. Exactly. They got caught.
They Tom Brady does.
They got caught, but nothing ever transpired from it. So that's when you see all the retaliation. So I think it's just poetic justice that not only is the Braves playing them, right? Mm-hmm. They're back home. They're honoring Hank Aaron.
Oh yeah.
And they have 2 more games at home to clinch the entire thing in the name of Hank Aaron. If you follow me on Instagram, it's going to be SirGarrett D on IG.
I'm on Instagram at Maddogg with 2 D's and 2 G's because, I'm a 90s baby and we spell things with 2 G's because we thought that was gangster.
We thought
Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, so Maddogg, 2 G's.
2 G's.
Just remember that.
So each time I posted about the Braves, it was always hashtag by the power of Hank Aaron. Because without Hank Aaron, the Braves wouldn't be talked about. If it wasn't for the 3-headed monster in Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz, we wouldn't be talking about the Braves. If it wasn't for number 10, Mr. Chipper Jones himself.
Shout out to Chipper Jones.
We would not be talking about the GOAT right now.
Shout out to Chip.
We would never be talking about the Braves whatsoever.
Shout out to Chip.
So I just think it's a wonderful time in the city. The Hawks are doing well. We're going to talk about the other team in red and black in a little bit. We ain't going to talk about that though. I don't know. It's the Falcons.
The bird.
They're birds.
The birds.
They fly. You know what I'm saying?
They do. Do they fly?
They ain't flying this year.
I don't know. They wings look clipped right now.
Right? They look a little clipped.
I'm on separation with them. They won like 2 games and people rubbing my face, and I still wear my Falcons gear everywhere. But we still on separation. I still love them from afar. If they win the Super Bowl, I'll still love them from afar. But I'm not claiming them this year.
Well, I'm coming back next year. You know me.
Next year.
I'm very much so of a let's see how we draft and go from there. Kyle Pitts is great. You know what I'm saying? But I think we needed more people. You know what I'm saying? On the defensive side, we need more fat boys because Matt Ryan has been pressured many, many times.
It's time to flush that number 2. That's all I got to say. It's time to flush that number 2.
But we're gonna get back on these Braves right now. We're gonna get back on these Braves. So last night, again, I'm a very superstitious person. I'm laying in bed. It hits the 8th inning, and there are a lot of unwritten rules when it comes to the game of baseball. Right? Never touch the foul line. Right? Never, ever, ever, ever throw the ball back to the umpire because he's the one that calls the balls and strikes of the game. And the last thing is you never, ever, ever talk about a no-hitter. Never. You acknowledge it and you keep moving and you do everything you can to make sure the other team is not going to hit for the sake of your pitcher who's throwing a great performance.
And let's be real. Baseball is a long game. 9 innings at least. You talking about, we won. In the 4th inning? Don't talk about it yet. Just sit there and watch. Believe in the Braves, yes.
Yes.
But anything can happen in baseball. The momentum can shift at any point.
Don't even talk about it with your friends. Don't say nothing on social media. Don't even like anything on social media. Right. Don't even text nobody any type of message. Hey, they the other team ain't getting no hit. So in the 8th inning, Braves are pitching, doing a great job. The announcers go ahead and say those unruly words. The bullpen, the pitching staff of the Atlanta Braves have not given up a run all game. And then the baseball gods went ahead and looked in their rule book and said, hey, y'all done messed up. So what we're going to do, we're going to allow this hit to occur. Rosario and Dansby Swanson are not going to know who's going to catch the ball, and it's just going to fall right there in the grass. And then there was a follow-up hit later on to advance the runner, and luckily for us, I think everybody joined hands and said the old Negro spiritual prayer of shut up announcers, we trying to win this game. Right. And so got out the inning and of course won the game. They're up 2-1 at this particular time, and I could not be any more proud of this team. Yeah. All the so close, the almost you made it, you're right there, you're a great team. Here comes Atlanta again, blowing a 28-3 lead.
So I ain't gonna lie, I'm a coward. Yesterday I didn't even watch the game yesterday because after what happened on what was it, Wednesday, yeah. Us losing, my heart is I'm kind of tense. The Atlanta sports is we've been there to the promised land. Yes. Right there with the game right there in our hand. We ain't talking about the Falcons. We're talking about the Bulldogs too. Ooh. We talking about all of them right now. Just right, you just got to close it out.
Yeah.
All you got to do is hold your head up and close it out.
Close it out.
It got ripped away from me. Back-to-back years, wasn't it? Yes. It was back-to-back. The Falcons first, and then the Bulldogs.
Yep.
Back-to-back.
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 Because the Braves did that too. Yes. That's when they blew that 3-1 lead.
And they let Alabama come back in, and, which they shouldn't have been there, but they won, so I can't cry too hard. And it's always these same teams that they keep letting slide through the radar. The Patriots, Alabama,
and the Warriors.
But hey, it just be like that. But back to the Braves.
Yes. I would have to say, well, you know what? Let me ask you first, because I always start this off. What would be your best memory of the Braves? Like, what stood out to you personally, that you were like, bro, I'm going to be a Braves fan?
Growing up, I lived 5 miles from Turner Field.
Oh wow!
All right. Rest in peace, Turner Field.
Rest in peace.
We're in Truist Park now, which is okay. In Cobb County.
The battery shake.
Yeah, but Turner Field is something that was important to me. Absolutely. Because that was actually the first real sports event that I've ever been to. It was a baseball game. Mm-hmm. Baseball tickets are notoriously cheap. It was like $3, I guess, and we were like in the nosebleeds. But for me, as a kid growing up in Atlanta, it was just nice to hear everybody in unison. Because you don't get that all the time. Black, white people, Mexican, Haitian, all this. Everybody together doing that, doing the chop.
The tomahawk chop.
Doing the chop. And it's like, that lit my spirit up. I'm like, this is my city. This is us coming together. And in the 90s, the late 90s, the Braves were kind of on top. We weren't winning all the time, but we got pennants like a mofo.
Winning the division all the time.
National League, we were like on top. So it's always been a fascination of mine. I've never been the biggest baseball fan. I can't say that. I watched like 153 games a year. Mm-hmm. I catch 2% of that a year.
Yeah.
But when I do catch it, I'm very proud of the Braves. Again, growing up, Turner Field, it was so close to me.
Yeah.
And baseball was like the first game that I really got into. Basketball would be next, and then football. For football, I was always just riding the wave, I guess. Mm-hmm. I was a Jerry Rice fan at first, so I was the 49ers. And then that's when I saw the Falcons, and they were doing the Dirty Bird stuff. And again, it just came back to connection. So for the Braves, that tomahawk chop, that connected me to the city. So when they moved out of Turner Field and went to Truist Park, it kind of hurt me a little bit. Mm-hmm. But hey, that area is booming now, so
yeah, for sure,
it's kind of cool.
Okay, that's what's up.
I want to introduce our special guest.
Yeah, because she was sitting and kiki
about 15 minutes, and she's just chilling, laughing at us and stuff.
But about sports.
So yes, I would again, ladies and gentlemen, brodies and brodettes, I would love to go ahead and introduce Miss Nana herself. And go ahead and say hello to the folks, and let us know what you know about sports. Even if it's just the uniforms, you know what I'm saying. If you like the uniform, just go ahead and say that part
something about
time.
the diamond, anything.
What's up, people? This is Nana speaking herself. These are my people right here. I love them dearly, but I can't say I absolutely know nothing about sports. I'm just sitting over here laughing and just looking at them like, oh, okay, so, I'm from here, but originally born from Cleveland. But
Cleveland, okay.
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio.
So you went from being an Indian to a Brave.
Definitely.
You just changed tribes.
You changed tribes.
And my auntie would tell me that was the Indian.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's a good connection.
Yeah. And my auntie, she's more of a sports fan. She's like into football, basketball, and like as a child, she would always take us to these games, and I'm like sports.
Yeah, you being
a girl.
So one thing I see with a lot of women who aren't sports fans, when they get with somebody who is a sports fan, they usually adopt their teams. They begin to be sports fans. My mom, she was never the biggest sports fan, but as soon as she got with her latest boyfriend, who she's been with for like 15 years now. I can't say latest boyfriend. It's been a long time.
Right.
But she's become more of a sports fan. She has a lot of Falcons gear, Braves gear. To see my mom watch a Braves game, I was just like, Mom, like, for real? Like, you know what a baseball bat is? Like, you didn't come see me when I played baseball in middle school. So this is shocking. But to that point, have you been influenced by your relationships to start watching sports more, just to have that conversation piece? Or is it just like, I don't care, I do my own thing?
It's honestly more so it is I don't care, I do my own thing. But I can say this, around like 2012, around the summertime, we was just trying to do something to get out the house. We went to the tennis court, and we had our tennis racket, and we had our tennis, and I was doing really good. To all the other sports. Now I like that, and I like the active. I mean, every sport is has something to do with you being active. And
Right.
Tennis, man, to tell you the truth, I love Serena, Venus, Roger Federer, and all of them.
The Joker.
I actually, I'm not BSing when I'm saying this. Like I would sit there and watch a tennis match.
Absolutely.
My cousin actually played tennis, Chuck, and it was something I was always interested in. I was never good at tennis. I could hit it, but it takes control. It takes precision. It takes endurance, focus,
Definitely.
all of that. Yeah. And people who are good at it, I'm just like, it's not like a team sport. Like baseball is
it's like
everybody. You are reliant on everybody in baseball
for sure. Your back.
You cannot just be like, oh, I'm the star, we're gonna win this. It's like
it's no I in team.
It's the pinch hitter. It's the the guy sitting there who got to get in because everybody else is hurt and worn out. Because this is a long season for baseball. It is not short.
Yeah.
Wow. So you get wear and tear more than any sport that I've seen. Just sliding itself is a risk.
Not really. I can tell you that for a fact. It all depends on how you land.
Yeah, I mean,
so I was always a feet first type of guy. Like, when I stole the base, I rarely got caught. But my thing is, I just feel like my face is too pretty for me to go in head first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't dive in and scratch up, what God made for me. You know what I mean? I gotta keep that side pretty, because you never know if I was gonna get a commercial endorsement. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just go ahead and be a model at some point. Who knows? God willing, we'll see how that happens. I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring for some commercial, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it's not as bad. I mean, again, I grew up with the sport, right? Like I would go to Braves games so early that I would watch batting practice. The game would be at let's say 8, but I'm watching them at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
He's superhuman, by the way. I'm just gonna throw that out there. This man mastered every sport. But go ahead. Go ahead.
It's just, it's just one of those things. And, they actually water the field to, make sure that the ball doesn't run too fast, or they water the dirt to make sure it doesn't, it doesn't get in people's eyes. It's smoother to slide on type thing. Okay. So there's everything about the game is very meticulous. And that's the one thing I love. It's all about the artistry. People don't understand there's true art in the sport. Like you were saying with tennis, there's a lot of art in it. The actual loading of the serve itself, the backhand, the sliding, the strategy, the defense, right? So even in baseball, tennis, and I would even say soccer to a fault is, and definitely anything track and field is extremely mental, because everybody can do the same things out there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be considered professional.
Right.
It's just a matter of how better are you? Do you think you are? How better are you compared to other people? Do you really think you are? And with baseball, everybody can hit the ball 400 feet. Right? It doesn't matter if you're 6'7", if you're 5'7". If you can hit that ball 400 yards, people are gonna 400 feet. 400 yards. That's inhuman. But
I mean,
that's like putting you
nowadays. Is it?
That's like putting a ball into a freaking rocket launcher. But everybody can hit the ball 400 feet. Everybody's throwing the ball 95 miles an hour. Now to put that into perspective for you, go down 20 and hit 95 miles an hour and tell me how fast you're going, all right? So imagine that at 90 feet and 6 inches, right? Away from you, coming at you, and you have less than a second to decide whether or not you're going to swing, what type of pitch it is, where you're going to hit it, where's everybody else playing in the field. That's why I love the game, because it's a chess match. It's not one-on-one. It's good. 1 versus 9.
That's good. Yeah. Now let me ask you something. True. There's similar games out there to baseball.
For sure.
There's softball, which is the same thing, but with a different.
Yeah.
Have you ever ventured into softball or anything like that? Or, kickball. Kickball is something
like
that...
soccer, right?
No, kickball is kicking a ball, but you're doing similar things to baseball. You roll the ball down to home plate, they kick it, and then they run the 4 bases, Have you played kickball?
Yes, in school.
Okay, cool.
I was holding our breath. Look. Again, there's a span in our ages right now. I'm not going to reveal our ages. But nowadays, a lot of kids don't get out to play those sports. And I've asked people your age, have they played kickball and stuff like that, dodgeball, and they're like, no, like I'm on Roblox or Minecraft, and it's like you've never walked around and kicked the ball, but you play kickball, so you understand the concept of you're by yourself at the plate,
right?
And you have all these other people sitting there and like, I don't want you to move from where you are.
You can't win, pretty much.
And that guy looking at you like, that ball that I'm about to roll is going to go past you. I don't want you to kick it. If you do kick it, I don't want you to go far. I don't want you to go past the point where my guys can't have my back.
Right.
You know that feeling. That's the same type of mentality for baseball.
Yes.
It's just a different way of doing it.
Right.
The guy is throwing darts at you because they throw pretty fast,
they throw
98 miles per hour, like
360,
throwing their shoulders out to win. Yeah, it's a national stage though. So these people are going out there and putting their bodies out on the line.
Yeah,
because they want to. It's not because they have to. Nobody's telling them to go out there and do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But the fact that they're out there throwing 98 miles per hour, just, round object at another person, because I can't really say guy, because there are women out there knocking stuff out the park.
Absolutely.
I was watching the World Series in Japan, and there's this pitcher, I don't remember her name.
Okay.
Maybe I'll remember later, but she does this, what was called unnatural pitch. This was like in 2008.
Okay.
But what she would do is like she would bend down and contort her body, like she would flip, and her body would her right foot would be planted, but she would flip her body and throw the ball. And she would throw, I want to say her fastest pitch was like 92 miles per hour, which is
unreal,
godly impressive. But the level of focus that she would put into it, and the fact that she was able to do that and still strike people out. Which you know what a strike is. I'm not challenging your intelligence.
Like 3 strikes.
Yes,
there
exactly.
you go.
Look.
See, not only are we informing,
right.
not only are we informing the people, we're educating at the same time.
Yeah, I'm
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely learning from this because I know a little stuff, but I don't know too much. But I can say when we had this little summer camp, they did have us at least try to be in the building and doing nothing. You know, so baseball was something that they was trying to get us.
And baseball for me is one of the best sports to like for camaraderie. Because you're all in that bullpen, you're all cheering each other on, and it's like it's exciting when you're right. I know, like you watch TV, you're like, okay, when it you watch, but when you're there,
oh my god,
and you're waiting to go,
the thrill
like
there.
you're waiting, you're the next one to bat, and you know that guy is probably just gonna hit a base hit and get on base, and it could be like 2 other people there too with them. And you're like, oh my God, this is my moment. Like, I'm about to knock this thing out the park.
Yeah.
And everybody is waiting for you to come back when you do knock it out the park. Yeah. You're running, you're like, oh, yeah. Ooh. And as soon as you come home, hats are flying, bats are flying.
Man.
Babies are being made. Right. They pouring stuff on you. And you're just like, as a kid, when I was 8, I've never hit a home run, but like just to get people home, it's a great feeling because they thank you when you get there. You're like, you did your part. It makes you feel like you did your part. Sometimes when you're playing football and stuff like that, you can get lost in the shuffle. You're like, okay, I just been running around all day. Nobody's throwing the ball my way. I haven't touched the ball the entire time. I feel like I'm just here. Anybody can replace me. But baseball, you are needed. If you don't. If you're up the bat and and people know that you're not a great hitter or anything like that, they take advantage of that. They say, "This guy, who cares? Like he's about to lose it for his team." Like you could be outs, and you come up the bat and they're laughing. The other team's laughing because they're like, "Oh, we know who he is. We scouted him. He doesn't have anything on the scouting reports, so it's." The game's over. Like they're already celebrating, drinking champagne or whatever.
This man ain't talking about it.
And there you go.
And the anxiety of going to bat, knowing that you're not capable, it's just like, I guess I'm just closing now. We're already down by 5 anyway, so they just sent me out here so we can just go home. But I just say that to say baseball is so important. That's why it's so nationally known. Everybody plays baseball. And it's easy to get into,
And it's been going on for some time.
Yeah, there are a lot of things, intricacies into it where you have to learn like strategy and stuff like that. But when you first get into it and you hold a bat and somebody teaches you how to swing for the first time, everything about it is just like a connection.
Well, let me tell you about that, man.
Okay. Are we talking about childhood stories? Or?
Yeah, we're talking about childhood stories, man. I'll give one as the child and one as I guess you could say as the adult.
The mentor?
Yes, as the mentee and the mentor.
Okay.
So it's actually kind of funny. So for me, I don't necessarily remember T-ball, hit the ball real hard and keep going. But there was a particular time where baseball is actually how I discovered how I needed glasses.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So I was, oh my gosh, how old was I? Maybe 5 or 6, probably 5, 6 or 7 or somewhere in that area. Okay. And I was playing T-ball and I'm sitting there mashing, like I'm hitting the ball to the fence at 6 years old. I'm swinging and because my dad taught me very well. Shout out to my dad. And, my mom was my number 1 cheerleader. And so my mom would notice something. My dad would notice something different. So she would make sure I'm okay versus my dad checking my mechanics. You know what I mean? On my swing. Yeah. So I'm hitting the ball. And off the tee. And in a game at the time, you know, around that age is when the coach throws the ball to you.
Right.
So my coach is throwing the ball to me, and I'm swinging and missing. Swinging and missing, swinging and missing. But on the tee, I'm hitting the ball, and it's hitting the fence.
Right.
So then my dad was like, something's just not right. He's yelling at me in the car. I'm crying like
God.
a bug. He's like, you practice all these hours, and you can't do that. So then,
I'm trying my best, Dad.
so
Just love me, Dad.
my mom, she was there. She's like, something's not right, because she would watch me practice. You know what I'm saying? I have a funny story about my mom too, about one of my practices. But so she was like, okay, she dropped me off at school one day, and my teacher actually noticed something about me getting my answers wrong, because, you know, we had a pop quiz on the chalkboards, you know, at the time when we were younger. And my mom would sit there. She told my mom, she was like, I think something's up, you know, with his eyesight or whatever.
Right.
So my mom went ahead and got me checked out at Emory. Shout out to Emory too. They checked me out. I got glasses, and you know, it's funny because, you know, you don't want to be the kid with the glasses playing baseball.
The dork.
Right. You basically see
Hey, 4 eyes. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes.
Adults are terrible in baseball. Like, out of any sport, adults are horrible.
Yeah.
They would sit there and criticize you. They'd be like, hey, 4 eyes. Keep your eye on the ball. I know you see 7 of them, but
And can't even hit a ball.
right. Like, come on, dog. Like, this dude's 6 years old.
Right.
Like, he needs glasses to see.
Yeah,
Like, I can't.
they were absolute savage, you know. Well, not for me, but for others. And there was one particular game. The ball, it's literally like the next day I get glasses. The very next day I get glasses.
Okay.
And I'm seeing, like, I'm looking around, and it's funny because, like, you look at the trees, like, Ma, were them trees always there? So anyways, I'm in the plate. I feel more confident. I'm like, the ball comes. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see the ball. So, you know, I didn't swing at the first one. I get pitched, and the ball gets pitched to me again. Ball's gone. My very first ever home run was at like the age of 7 years old. And my dad's up there. I knew it. Here come my mom. Like, no, I knew it. So it was cool, but ever since then, like, the rest was history. Like, my dad claims for me to be like a local legend when it came to that ballpark that I was at, because at that ballpark, you know, at certain ballparks, you know, you can be there from T-ball to the time you hit 15 or 13, you know, just before high school. So, you know, I would just, you know, each time I grew up, the field got bigger and bigger, but the concept still stayed the same, and the ball just was traveling farther and farther, and you know, that's just a great feeling. Like, oh, I hit the ball hard, like how you were saying, bringing somebody in. Just, it's a bonus when you hit it over the fence.
Right.
So as the mentor, right? I have a little cousin, little Michael. He is what, 4, 5, 4?
He is 4 now.
He's 4 years old playing T-ball for the first time ever, right?
It's my nephew right there. Shout out to little Mike.
Shout out to little Mike. So his dad, Big Mike, called me over. I was the very first person he called. You know, he was.
And by the way, not to cut you.
Go ahead.
We do have a lot of Michaels in our circle. So if you hear us talk about Mike, and Mike, you gotta know who they are. So Big Mike, Little Mike.
We got Big Mike, Little Mike, and Mike. Like,
just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll put the picture in your head later. But
right.
Just go with the flow.
Just go with it. Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I got called over to help little Michael out with his swing, and so he's a very fast learner, you know, but he's still trying to build his confidence up. Like, he's kind of socially shy, and like, you could just the moment, I still have the video, the moment that he hit the ball, like, he takes, you know, instructions very well. So the tee got set up. I said, Mike, put your hands up and step. Now throw your hands at the ball. And he threw his hands at the ball and he hit it. And the funny part was, he looked at me, he goes, now what? I said, bro, run. You know what I'm saying? Run that way.
That is so cute.
So he ends up running, and then, like,
did y'all record this?
We did record it.
Okay.
We did record it.
That has to. We gotta clip this footage.
Yes, for sure. And so he didn't say it, but like, he was like, bing. He kind of looked at me. You know what I'm saying?
He has
he's like, what now?
He has a curious disposition. So whenever my nephew does something, he's just like, he's looking for like kind of that approval, like that go ahead and be like,
right, like, yeah, now,
yeah, because even at y'all's wedding, he was a ring bearer.
Yeah, he was.
Had his little nice security outfits. They hooked him up. Shout out to MJE, which is Marie's Jewel Events. We'll talk about them a little bit later. But so he went down the aisle, and he decided to show out a little bit. I don't know if he did this intentionally or if he was just trying to adjust his glasses. But he went down, looked at the camera, dipped his sunglasses down at the camera, that,
exactly.
like the you know who I am, you know why I'm here, and then he put them back up and continued doing what he was doing.
Oh, he too
that
far.
that
4 years old.
He is smooth. Okay,
I'm trying to tell you, my nephew, I'm so proud of him.
Yeah,
because just where when I first met him, he's super shy. He still is super shy.
Still
with people,
shy,
but he has that confidence about himself at a young age. And I'm just like, if he continues in baseball, and we keep pushing him and supporting him, because he has a lot of family that can come out and see him.
Right, he's gonna be unstoppable.
He's gonna be
that
great.
Confidence is gonna lead him to greatness.
And the cool part was, he ended up starting a rally, right? A hit rally. So he got the first one, and then other kids got excited, kind of like how Maddogg was saying, like, okay, when I got a hit, everybody else gets a hit.
Yeah.
And so he finally came around to score, and he was so happy. That's the first time I'm seeing him like in tune with the game,
knowing what's going on.
Because prior to that, he was playing third base. He was sitting on the base and wouldn't let other kids sit on the base. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he came up. He was running and came up to me, came up to his mom and his dad, and was hugging us and high fiving. Yeah. So it's just cool to see that on a mentor level. I've coached T-ball. I've coached middle school ball. I've coached high school ball. Like it's always fun to pass on the knowledge that made me successful. And, if I could offer any more knowledge to get them past where I was, I would always hands out do that. Exposing kids to other coaches, networking them to other teams if I feel like they're better, depending on what type of, team I'm coaching, whether it be recreational or travel ball. Right. Always getting them to the next level, because that's what we're supposed to do as the current generation. Right. You got to bring up that next generation and make them more successful than where you were. Right. So it makes my heart happy to see that. Cause I've been through some things, so a lot of adversity when it came to this game in particular, that I don't want anyone else to go through themselves. We'll say that for another time, because we're trying to keep the energy on 100.
Oh yeah.
But it's just,
but that's something that I'm super about too. It's always good to pass on what you know to the next generation. Because if you hold it and then you pass away and you don't pass anything that you've gained, experiences that you've gained in this lifetime, it's a waste. It's a waste of life. It's a waste of your skill and your effort and all the things that you did and all of the hurt that you went through. That is something that you can give to the next generation to say, hey, this is my story. You don't have to follow it to a T. You don't have to, if you don't want to, you don't even have to listen to it.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are a lot of good things in here. There are a lot of bad things in here that you can take from, and then you can grow too. And from your young age, you can grow way faster than what I did. Exactly. Because it took me, this long to get here. Like, and it may take you not even that long to get to where you need to be or where you want to be, or for me, where God wants you to be. Right. Not to make everything spiritual right now, but for me, I am a God-fearing man. Correct. And Amen. I do think that God has a plan for us. Sometimes we just miss that because we don't like to listen. But the fact that people do go through these things and are willing to pass it along, that's something that I would like to promote. Right.
You have some people out here that, they have the jewels, they have the knowledge they have, but sometimes it could come to a point, because I do hair, not to get straight off the top.
No, you good. Promote your.
We got businesses in Atlanta.
We got some entrepreneurs.
Yeah. And she ain't no slouch either. Nah. She be coming to my house, knocking on my door. I be like, cool. Like, I never seen that. And I be like, you did that yourself? How? First of all, because I can't even brush my hair half the time, and I'd be like,
I ain't got no hair.
I need like 4 mirrors. Like I gotta ask my wife, like, hey, did I brush my hair right? Like,
does it look right?
Like,
what about my naps back here?
But that skill is something. That is nothing to take lightly.
Yeah.
Somebody who can do as many styles as you can do.
Correct.
Like I was saying to you earlier, I saw your TikTok video, and I was very impressed. I'm like, I don't even like TikTok.
Like, she did this herself.
But she did this herself.
Right.
That's amazing. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
Of course, kudos.
Yes, very much kudos.
Thank you.
We are here to promote everybody. We are here to
Definitely
make sure that everybody gets their dues. Our guests are our guests. They're people that we love. Eventually, we're going to open it up to people who, we may talk to and say, hey, we would like for you to share your knowledge, share something about yourself, because everybody is different. Everybody has something special about themselves that they can impart on other people to make them better. Right. Because we're here to grow. Right. God has put us here to grow with other people. If we were here to grow by ourselves and be selfish, we would be in a little plot. God would put us in a plot and say, hey, you grow here by yourself.
Right.
But we're here to connect with other people. We're here to get new experiences, to go new places. You cannot stay in Atlanta. You cannot stay on one side of 285 and not get off on a different exit. You should, at one point in your life, get off on every exit in 285. I know there's a lot. I know there's a lot of traffic, but for real,
right?
And I know you don't know. Sometimes you don't know where you're going because you're like, I've never been to the north side of 285. What is up there?
What is this?
What? But you're gonna realize that it's perimeter. It's Dunwoody. It's all of that stuff. Cobb County. If you go 75 north, 85 north, and all that, you learn about different people. You learn about different, cultures. Because even just being in Atlanta, there's so many different cultures.
Correct.
There was a post on Facebook maybe 4 years ago, and they were showing like the different sides of Atlanta. It was like north side, south side, west side, east side, and they split it up to different teams. I can't remember exactly what the teams were. I think south side was like south side may have been like the Falcons. The west side may have been like the Hawks or something like that. Yeah. East side might have been the Braves. But it was showing all the artists from Atlanta. It was like, Andre 3000. It was 2 Chainz. It was like Gucci Mane, even though he's from Alabama. Yeah. But it was just everybody from Atlanta. It was showing how, how different we are, but how similar we are.
We are all brothers and sisters in Christ.
You can't just stay in your little neighborhood. You can't just stay in Kirkwood. You can't just stay in Bankhead. You can't just stay there. You gotta go and meet people. You gotta go try new foods.
You gotta venture and network.
You gotta network. You gotta be able to connect. And that's
this generation.
Yes. Too. That's what 285 Live is about.
Absolutely.
It's about the connection. Everything is going to be connected. I know we go off on a tangent, but this is a connection. And this is our first episode. Right. And I'm so glad that we had a unplanned guest, but she is a guest that a guest
nonetheless.
Yeah. Yes. So it's wonderful to have you here. And we're gonna kind of go off into our first commercial break so that we can, refuel, we can recharge. We can we ain't gonna talk about what's right here in front of us, but we can go get it.
We already know.
No, we can talk about. We go ahead and we can put in our little advertisement for the day. Okay. So this advertisement here is one respectfully done for Voove, I guess. I
hope so. I got it from Amazon, so we're gonna do 2 shout outs at once.
We're gonna shout out Amazon for delivering this stuff on time.
Yes, on time.
And secondly, we're gonna shout out this hookah thing known as Voove.
It's upside down on the thing, so hopefully this is right. And this is not an N. Maybe it's noon. But I'm gonna say it's Voove because
when I say Voove because I see a long dash over the 2 O's. You know what I'm saying?
It's like looking at us. It's like Voove.
So
Yeah.
shout out to Voov, you know what I'm saying? The hookah pulls very well.
Yeah, definitely.
It takes the charcoals very well. And shout out to that Rico Canada whiskey. What is that?
Why did I buy that?
Why did you buy that?
I don't know. It was like $9 or something.
Good old Canadian mist. It don't even taste
we
like maple syrup.
We don't drink that normally, but
yeah, you know,
old Maddogg was
little
feeling a little low in the pockets. So he was like, I'm gonna get me some Canadian mist so I can have a little whistle, you know what I mean? But and
shout out to Voov.
Shout out to Voov. And shout out to Smoke Shop on Flakes Mills and Flat Shoals. That's exactly where I went. My boy was in there playing 2K when I went in there. We actually playing 2K right now too.
2K right now.
So you know, they cool, you know.
Shout out to the Blue Mint that Atlanta knows for very well. Shout out to Blue Mint. Atlanta making it the number one flavor.
Yeah, shout out to Georgia Peaches out there, you know.
Shout out to Georgia Peaches.
Shout out to the hard-working men out there.
Yes.
And the hard-working women.
And hard-working women.
Hard-working days out there, too.
Hey,
we are,
it's hard out here
you know, everybody out there working hard on that grind.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all. You know, we want to shout y'all out. We want to make y'all feel good about yourselves. Keep it up. Don't let anybody distract you. Don't let anybody bring you down for you grinding. It's going to come. You're going to be up there. Trust me. Don't look on TikTok and say, oh, T.I. doing this, R. Kelly doing that. You worry about yourself and what you can do for this world.
Because if they can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah, because they just people too. It ain't like humans, they was. I mean, some people were born with, silver spoons.
Yeah.
But some people can go out there and take those silver spoons, wash it off, disinfect it a little bit,
off with wooden spoons,
and then put that spoon in their mouth. So don't let anybody tell you can't go get it.
Yeah.
So,
and shout out to them doggone scammers. Y'all leave me alone. Ask for $50.
That's for real.
Y'all leave me alone. Asking for $50 so you can turn to $5,000. No, you can't. I want to see it done.
Stop stealing people I know's profile. Because I'm not gonna fall for it. First of all, because I know for a fact those people don't even talk to me.
Like that.
They don't talk to me.
Not even that. They don't talk to like that. They don't talk to me like that. All. So. Funny story. I had somebody in
what story that was going to come out here?
Yeah. In high school, I was in JROTC, so I met a lot of different people. There's a Hispanic girl in my high school, and we don't talk, but we're friends on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I get I guess her profile got hacked or something like that. Oh, wow. So I get a message out of nowhere, and it's in Spanish. I'm just like, come on, I was in Spanish with. Hey, hi, how are you doing? I don't know Spanish. Okay, I know French, kind of. Like I know a little bit of French. I know some German, some Japanese, but Spanish. Mi hablo no español.
Zero.
I know Spanish from like Family Guy.
Yeah,
literally.
Honestly.
That's it. Taylor taught me all the Spanish I know. So
I need my lemon pledge.
And my sister speaks Spanish. I'm not gonna say fluently, but she speaks a lot of Spanish, and I should be looking at her like, I don't know what the hell.
I don't know what you're
saying. So, but anyway, scammers.
Yeah,
leave us alone.
Leave us alone.
All right, I will find you. Okay,
we're working hard to make our own money.
I'm in the IT business too. Don't let me get that knowledge on how to find you, because I will find you.
We will.
Maddogg, he don't let up. Okay. Don't let up. Once he got his teeth in you, he don't let up.
And on that note, we're gonna go to commercial break. We'll check it with y'all in a minute.
Y'all be easy for a little bit.
That type of stuff's gonna be like a drug. Like you're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like, man, this is awesome. This is a lot of fun. And all of a sudden, you want to get back into it. Like, man, I can't wait for next week. You know what I'm saying? So. And we are back, Brodies and Brodettes. All right.
I like that, brodettes.
Brodettes.
Exactly. It's like when the Ninja Turtles got that new Ninja Turtle. I don't remember her name.
I don't remember her name either.
It was like Ariel or something. She was like light blue, which is ridiculous because Leonardo is already
He's
blue.
already blue.
She was a different color. Like,
her fuchsia or something.
or I was gonna
Don't
say purple,
even
but
say it.
then
I like
got Donatello's purple. I ain't gonna get it. Oh, green because maybe
That
just brown. To give her a poop brown, you know, because she's a poop anyway.
But anyways, we are back, and we are going to be bringing in one of our other Brodies in a moment. We did say earlier that we did have a special guest, but you know, since we reached out to the rest of our circle, he was so eager to be a part of episode number 1 that we went ahead and reached out to him. So we'll call him momentarily, all the way from New York, but he is Georgia through and through, 404 all day, every day.
Oh, and we ain't trying to leave y'all out. 678
678-770-404, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a new area code.
470.
470? I thought that was like.
I don't know. Like,
Actually,
'cause I think
that
that's
is his area code too. That's
it.
crazy.
It's the first, yeah.
That's like
470. So for all y'all who got that 470, welcome to the
we love you.
Welcome to Atlanta. We love you.
Yeah.
All the same.
Yeah.
No discrimination whatsoever.
Yeah, we'll be hearing from Jeffrey Higgins a little bit later.
Jeffrey.
But we left off on an interesting topic. Going back to our guest, Nana. We were talking about sports earlier and our experiences in Atlanta. Have you sporting events or any of the arenas? I know the Mercedes-Benz is like the new
It factor.
Yeah. Everybody loves the little opening stuff. For me, I was always proprietary to the Georgia Dome. I cried when they demolished the Georgia Dome. It was like, I'm not even going. I was gonna say 9/11, but I ain't gonna go into that.
It ain't that. No,
It ain't that
no.
serious. But for me, it was that serious.
Yeah.
But let's open up about your experiences with that.
Yes, it's crazy that you say that about the Mercedes-Benz Stadium because I've actually been there. This is my first time. I would, every time I would stroll across the city or anything like that, I would be so fascinated by the view and everything. So I really love it. I'm just like a kid in a candy shop. But, to get back on topic, I have been to the Mercedes.
Wow.
Was it
Yes.
the Atlanta United, like our major soccer team, red
Red
and red team,
and
goldish colors?
yellow? I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think I can remember what exactly they had on, but
Yeah.
I know it was crazy. It was epic.
It's probably Atlanta United then.
Yeah, it was a lot of
Shout out to
people.
Atlanta United.
Shout out to
had
Atlanta
legends.
United.
Like, look, okay. Soccer team. I think the last time we had a soccer team it was like the Atlanta Beat. They used to show that on UPN. back in the
Yeah.
day. Well, it was cool to see a soccer team win it all.
In the first season.
in the
by
first
way.
season. So that's the only team that Arthur Blank owns that has won something. Shout out to the Falcons. No shade there, but still. That you set Atlanta on the map for that, even though people feel like it's still soccer. But soccer is a big sport.
Soccer's huge.
But back to your story.
Yes, it was very fun. I really liked it. As soon as I came in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, like all players. I think if I can remember, I can't remember exactly what all they had in there, but I think
Yeah.
they had different teams of players, or
How was the energy?
very, very high. Like I
Yeah.
love the energy. The
Yeah.
energy was very good. I wish I could go back in there,
Yeah?
but
Yeah.
I know that security is very high there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Very
I got some buddies. Shout out to security.
Shout out to security. Shout out to
Y'all doing y'all job out there.
High
They be making it work
yellows.
for real.
Yeah. But
in
thanks
there.
for those front row seats, by the way.
Ooh.
Let me into like the Phillips Arena and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, State Farm Arena now.
State Farm.
My bad.
State
I'm
Farm.
so stuck on 2009. My bad. Yeah, thanks. Let me in and let me sit front row, meet the players and all that stuff.
Nice.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it. I appreciate it.
It's crazy.
Love right there.
Yeah, it is.
Love, yeah.
So that's what's up. I think I've been to. Actually, I think I've hit every single stadium that we have in Atlanta now.
Really?
Yeah.
I still
I
haven't
didn't
been to the
even know.
Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Really?
Because I'm a little superstitious right now.
Mm-hmm.
For me, again, going back to the Georgia Dome, that's something that I've always known. I've lived like,
I forgot they had that.
yeah. You forgot already?
Oh my
Like I knew it
gosh.
was the Mercedes-Benz.
I live
That's all.
I live 5 minutes away from the Georgia Dome, for like from grade on. So that was always a special place. I've been there so many times to see Falcons games back when we were decent, and other events like people's graduations were at the Georgia Dome, concerts is at the Georgia Dome, and that was back in the 2000s. Everybody was saying Georgia Dome, Ludacris, his songs always had the Georgia Dome in it.
Wow.
I'm aiming at your Georgia Dome. You know,
No,
you don't.
haven't.
Okay, never mind.
Listen,
Sorry.
if y'all don't, if y'all can't tell, Nana is a youngin. All right, your girl's a youngin. She really know a lot of stuff out here.
It's all good.
But
Education. We'll
education,
educate you
they put me on here.
quote unquote the old school. But
Yeah.
anyway, I haven't been to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I've been to the Mercedes-Benz Dome in New Orleans.
Don't count.
But that's why I'm just like, I really don't feel connected to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium because that's
That's the rival. Yeah.
Like, come on, why would
Yeah.
you sponsors in the world take your rival sponsor and be like, I'm just gonna build it? You in the same division. It looks bad to me.
Wow.
But the stadium itself, I've seen on TV and I've seen it open up, and I'm like, dang, that's actually
It's
dope.
It's real dope.
Really
Yeah.
dope. The energy is up. As soon as I came in there, I'm like, dang, like I can't hear anything nobody's saying to me
Yeah.
in there. Like they trying to say something, like they trying to tell me who's playing against who, and everybody's lit for it. But every 10 seconds, they have this one loud sound like a, those little speakers, and when you're trying to get everybody's attention, it's that one little button that you press to get everybody's attention from that one. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yo, like, oh my gosh, but
That's what's up.
Yeah.
so loud.
I think besides the Mercedes-Benz, I've been everywhere else. I've been to Tourist Park now.
Yeah.
And I like that area, the Battery area. That's
great.
great.
Shout out to the Battery one time.
Shout out to Cobb County.
Shout out to Cobb County.
Yeah.
And actually, when you talk about Cobb County, I actually grew up from there.
Okay.
Grew up in Cobb County,
I was-
North Side.
So she's north side. She's north side.
She's the north.
She ain't no south side.
Nah,
She's north
she's the
side.
Did I say South Side
Every-
earlier?
I said south.
Oh, she said
Earlier.
She's from the
the
north.
What it
County.
is. So
She a princess for real. You know what I mean?
What?
yeah. So it's cool. Again, 285. We bring ourselves together.
Fulton County.
You got
and a little bit of Clayco, but
a little bit.
Hey, I take that too.
if you go into Clayco, just watch it back. I ain't saying people who just watch it.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to
back
Clayco.
everywhere you go, honestly.
But no, shout out to Clayco.
Shout out to Victor here. Shout out to Victor.
No problem. Problem, big fella. Like
But anyway,
This segment.
just watch yourself. Drive 1 mile per hour under the speed limit if you go to Clayco.
That's it.
Make sure your lights are good. Make sure your tail lights is good. Just go ahead and get you an emissions check. I don't know
Watch your
how.
back, man.
I don't know how. Like anyway,
Right.
'cause you don't
Pull
wanna
the tint off your windows.
just.
All that stuff.
And if you hear the lights, I don't care if it's for somebody else. Just pull over. Just
Pull over and you just get on the
and pray
And do not
and
make a
pray
big scene,
and pray.
Get on the ground.
All
That's
right, back to.
But
But
yeah, back to the story.
But yeah, I think around this time, this might be a good time. Let's go ahead and start getting Mr. Higgins on the line, man. So
Jeffrey, Mr. Higgins.
Mr. Jeffrey Higgins. As we're waiting for him, I think that we needed upgrading. A lot of great experiences were in the old school stadiums. You know what I mean? Phillips Arena, Georgia Dome. It's always a good time to
You know,
be
it
in
used to be
there.
called the Atlanta Stadium, and that's all they used to call it, or Atlanta Dome or something.
For who? The Hawks?
No, for the Georgia Dome. Before they called it Georgia Dome, it was just like the Atlanta Stadium or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was like 1992.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was young. I ain't gonna-
Yeah, don't date yourself. So it's been a great time, and you know, we back. So what I was talking about prior to our little hiccup was we're gonna bring in our guy, Mr. What's it? Jeffrey Higgins.
Jeffrey Higgins.
You It's for some odd reason, but yeah, it's been. We're waiting to get him connected, but during that time, we're gonna give y'all a nice little history lesson, I guess, on all of us here at 285 Live. So, like we were saying, we have folks from North, folks representing South and East. We hit all counties: Clay Cove, Fulton, DeKalb, a little bit of Cobb, and we appreciate y'all listening up to this point. If you only listened halfway through and came back, hey, it is what it is. You still count as a view.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
All I gotta say,
Yes.
you know, the traffic on 285 is always crazy.
Right.
But we got to you.
Yes.
It might have taken an hour. It might have taken 2 minutes, but.
today, remember, stay away from Panola and Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
And y'all have a great old
Clay
night.
Cove.
Stay away from.
Clay Cove.
Hold on. Stay away from the
Beacon
airport.
Hill. Stay away.
285 closed.
We close.
We closed.
Good night.
Good night.